in Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Welcome students to business study class. I am teacher Sebastiana from Santa Cruz High Secondary School. Before starting with my lesson students, I want you to have a look at this picture. If you look at this picture, it is a drawer and there are compartments. One compartment there are clothes, in another compartment there are cosmetics, and yet another compartment there are jackets. Observe carefully students. Have a look at this picture as well. There are boxes kept with files and some books in it, and names are written: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you look students at both of these pictures, there is something common. Yes, in both these pictures, things are well organized. So students, in today's chapter, we are going to learn more about organizing as a function of management. Before starting with the topic, students, let us recollect what we learned in the previous chapter. What is planning? Planning is deciding in advance what we are going to do in the future in order to achieve the goals of the organization. Planning bridges the gap between from where we are today and where we want to reach in the future. I'll give you a small example. There is an enterprise who all want to increase the sales by 20%. Now they are going to decide what they are going to do to reach or to increase the sales by 20%. Then after the plan is drawn, next step is organizing. Meaning of organizing. Organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibilities and authority, and establishing relationships for the purpose of enabling people to work more efficiently together in accomplishing objectives. Now they say organizing is a process. Process because there are series of steps to be followed. Now what process it is? It is a process of identifying and grouping. Now what they are going to identify? Identify the work that is to be done. Once you identify what you want to do, then you are going to group the work. Grouping will be of the similar activities together. Maybe if they have production, all activities related to production will come under production department. If they have a marketing department, then all activities relating to marketing will come under marketing department. If they have other departments, then all those activities related to that particular department will come under that department. So that is called as grouping the work to be performed. Defining and delegating responsibilities and authority. Now defining and delegating, this is very important. Every employee in the organization should know what he has to do. Once he knows what he has to do, he should know to whom he has to report to after completing that particular task. So you define. And delegating. Delegating means it is not possible for one person to do everything. So that the work will be assigned to different people. But delegation will be of responsibilities and authority. Now responsibility and authority, here also they will define who will be responsible for the task to be performed and who will have the authority over whom. And establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work. So establishing relationship means there will be a hierarchy where each one will know from whom the orders will come, each one will know what is their duty to be performed, and each one will know after that particular task is complete to report to whom. so that they work most effectively together. And here the main purpose is all the activities are performed keeping in mind the objective of the organization. Next, as I said in the definition, organizing is a process. So we are going to look into the process of organizing. These are the different steps you have to follow in the process of organizing. The first step, identifying and division of work. Second step is departmentalization. Third step is establishing reporting relationships. Third step is assignment of duties. Let us see the steps in detail. First one, identification and division of work. It is very important, student, first thing to identify the work that is going to be done in an organization. Division is done in accordance with the previously determined plan. So here plan is very important. Keeping in mind the plan, the division of work will be done. Work is divided into manageable activities to avoid duplication. Now, here work is divided into smaller tasks and manageable tasks. Each one will be assigned a particular task to be performed, and it will be a smaller task. So they know suppose a superior assign a task to a subordinate. Subordinate knows that is the particular task he has to perform. Burden of work shared among employees. Now, since the work is divided among the subordinates or among the employees, the burden of work is shared. Each one will be performing a particular task in order to achieve the goal of the organization. Second step in the process of organizing is departmentalization. Activities similar in nature are grouped together. Activities which are similar in nature, same type, are put together. Example could be, again the same example, there is production department, there is manufacturing department, there is finance department, there is marketing department. Suppose there is a production department. All activities related to production department will be handled under production department, and there will be one head under the production department. Same way, if it is finance department, all activities related to finance department will be done under finance department. It facilitates specialization. So people will be performing same thing again and again, and as a result they will become the specialist in their particular field. Activities can be grouped on the basis of functions. I have said this, students, that is the functions are production, marketing, finance, etc. And each work related to this, each particular function will be put under this particular function. Each one will be performing their activities under this function. Third step in the process of organizing, students, assignment of duties. Now, if you have a look at this picture, in this picture there are many people and there is a hand coming up and picking up somebody. Okay? Now, what is assignment of duties? It is necessary to allocate work. Now, I will give you a simple example of your classroom. In your classroom, suppose there is a particular competition in your school and your class teacher comes to your class and says, suppose there is a poster making competition. So, she comes and announces in the class there is a poster making competition. So, she will ask the students who will want to participate. Students will say that they want to participate. Now, teacher will find out poster making competition, what are the needs. You have to write on the poster, you have to draw on the poster. So, accordingly the selection will be done. So, maybe the student who have best handwriting, the teacher will select that particular student, or the student who is good at drawing, the teacher will select that particular student. So, assignment of duty is also same. The work is allotted in an enterprise or in an organization according to the ability, according to the skill and according to the experience of the employee. Work is allocated to the members of each department in accordance to their skill and competency. I already said this, students. The work is assigned according to abilities and skill to perform the job. Now, if I am good at drawing, then teacher will select me because she knows I am good at drawing. So, I will give my 100% performance. I am good at drawing. If I have a good handwriting, I will write on the chart good with my handwriting, and I will complete that particular task assigned to me. So, assignment of duties in an organization is also similar to that. The superior will recognize who is good at that particular task, and that particular task will be assigned to that particular subordinate. And the fourth point, the last point in the process of organizing is establishing reporting relationship. Now, individuals should know who has to take orders from and to whom he is accountable. Now, here I will give you a simple example of your school hierarchy. Now, in your school there is a management, then there is a principal, then there is a teacher. It is a hierarchy. The teacher, in this hierarchy, the teacher knows that she will get orders from the principal. Principal will assign a particular task and she will complete that particular task. So, individual should know who he has to take orders from and to whom he is accountable. It creates a hierarchical structure. That is, as a teacher, I know that I will get orders from the principal and I am answerable and accountable to the principal if the task is not performed. It helps in coordination amongst various departments. Now, how coordination will be there? Once I am instructed or once I am assigned a particular task, I will perform that task. If that particular task is not performed, then the principal knows that a task was assigned to me, I have not committed to it and I have not completed it. Same way in an organization. Suppose if there is a superior A and subordinate B. So, what subordinate superior A will do? Superior A will assign a task to subordinate B. So, what subordinate B will do? Subordinate B will complete that task and he will come and report back to superior A. So, that is establishing reporting relationship. In this picture you can see, students, the hierarchical structure is shown. Next we move on to importance of organizing. I am going to discuss these 4 points under this topic, students. The first one, benefits of specialization, clarity in working relationship, optimum utilization of resources and effective administration. Let us take the first point, benefit of specialization. Organizing leads to a systematic allocation of jobs amongst the workforce. Now, jobs are allocated systematically among the employees. Now, how the jobs are allocated? As per their skills and competencies. This will reduce the workload as well as enhance productivity. So, what will happen? I am assigned as a subordinate, I am assigned a particular task. I will be performing the same task again and again. So, after some time, what will happen? I will become the specialist in performing that particular task. So, it will reduce the workload as well as enhance productivity. So, my productivity in the long run, my productivity will also increase. When workers perform specific tasks repeatedly, they gain experience and eventually achieves specialization. I said the task is assigned to a worker, the worker performs that task again and again repeatedly he is doing it, and after some time he gains specialization. Second importance of organizing, clarity in working relationships. The establishment of working relationship clarifies lines of communication. Now, in the same hierarchical structure of our school, there is a management, there is a principal, and there is a teacher. So, the teacher, as I said earlier, gets orders from the principal, or the principal assigns a particular task to the teacher. The teacher completes that task, and now after completion, she knows she has to report back to the principal about completion of that particular task. Same way in an organization, the superior assigns a task to the subordinate completes that particular task and he reports back to the superior. So, he knows the lines of communication to whom he has to report to after completing that particular task. It specifies who is to report to whom. So, in the hierarchical structure, it is very clear the orders will come from whom and the reporting will be done to whom. This removes ambiguity in transfer of information. So, as a result, there won't be any confusion in transferring the information. The third importance, optimum utilization of resources. Organizing leads to the proper usage of all material, financial and human resources. Now, we have seen earlier the tasks are performed repeatedly again and again. The subordinate is doing the same task again and again. So, as a result, he is gaining specialization. So, therefore, there will be least wastage of resources, materials and finance, because if a subordinate is assigned a particular task, he knows he is answerable to his superior. The proper assignment of jobs avoids overlapping of work and also makes possible the best use of resources. Now, I will take the same example, students, superior A and subordinate B. Now, superior A is assigning a particular task to subordinate B. Subordinate B knows that he has to complete that task and report to superior A. Now, if that particular task is not performed by the subordinate is answerable to the superior, because superior will come to know the task is not performed, and the superior also knows that he has assigned the task only to subordinate B. He has not told any other subordinate, or he has not assigned that particular task to any other subordinate. So, there won't be any overlapping. It prevents confusion and minimizes the wastage of resources and efforts. Since the task is assigned to subordinate B, the superior will not assign the same task to another subordinate. So, as a result, there won't be any confusion, there won't be repetition of work. So, wastage will be minimized. And the fourth importance is effective administration. Organizing provides a clear description of jobs and related duties. Subordinate B knows his duty. Subordinate B knows that if he doesn't complete that particular task, then he is answerable to superior A. It helps to avoid confusion and duplication. As I said earlier, superior has assigned the task to subordinate B. That same task will not be given to any other subordinate. So, there won't be any duplication. Clarity in working relationships enables proper execution of work. So, since the subordinate B knows that particular task is assigned to him, he is the only person who is going to perform it. He knows that superior will come to know if that particular task is not performed. As a result, he will show his performance and there will be effective administration. Organizational structure. The organization structure can be defined as the framework within which managerial and operating tasks are performed. Now, organization structure is a framework. I'll take the same example of your school hierarchy. In your school hierarchy, there is a management, there is a principal and there is a teacher. So, that is a framework and the work will be performed within that framework. So, the organizational structure can be defined as the framework within which managerial and operating tasks are performed. So, each one will be performing the task assigned to them in this framework. It specifies the relationship between people and resources. Relationship because I know as a teacher I am going to get orders from the principal and principal knows that he is going to get orders from the management. And after completing the task assigned, we both know who we have to report to. It facilitates correlation and coordination among human, physical and financial resources. Correlation and coordination. Now, once the orders are imposed on me, I am bound to complete it. I will complete that particular task and I will cooperate with the principal in completing that task. I will complete it and then I will report to the principal. Now, organizational structure facilitates proper use of resources with sole aim of accomplishing desired goals for a business enterprise. The organizational chart of an enterprise shows the organizational structure of the enterprise. The shape of the organizational structure largely depends on the span of management. Now, what is span of management? Span of management means the number of subordinates the superior can manage effectively. Types of organization structures. Structure adopted by an organization will vary. It will vary according to the size of the organization. According to the size of the organization will select its structure. There are two categories of organization structure, that is functional structure and divisional structure. Let's see what is functional structure. Functional structure is an organization structure in which a business enterprise is managed in the form of departments. Now, departments are formed under this structure as per the functions they are performing. Departments could be production department, marketing department, finance department, human resource department and so on. Similar nature or related jobs are grouped together. That is, if they have a production department, all activities related to production will be performed under production department and they will be having one coordinating head to whom everything will be reported. Now, functional structure is suitable for organization which are large scale operations and have diversified activities. Since there will be separate departments, there will be functional specialization. So, each one will get specialized in that particular function. Now, functional specialization meaning the departments, like for example, production department is there. Everyone will be performing the activities related to production in production department. Everybody will perform the task and they will report to the coordinating head. As a result, what will happen? There will be functional specialization. They will get specialized in that particular function. These are the departments, that is marketing, production, human resource, information technology, customer service. Advantages of functional structure. The first advantage is functional specialization. Second is efficiency. Third is reduced cost. And fourth is easy to train employees. Now let us discuss them in detail. The first advantage, functional specialization. The function structure in an organization, emphasis on specific tasks being performed by specific employees within a department. Now there is a department and a particular employee will be performing that particular task. So they focus on that particular department, on that particular function. Individuals performing same task are able to achieve functional or occupational specialization. So since they are performing the same task again and again, that functional task again and again, as a result what happens? They gain specialization. They become specialist in that particular function. So all production, suppose there is a production department, all activities related to production department will be held under production department. If there is, and as a result they will be doing the same task repeatedly again and again. So as a result what will happen? They will become specialist of that particular function. So functional specialization. Second is efficiency. Assigning similar tasks to specific individual enables business enterprise to use its manpower optimally and achieve efficiency and improve productivity. Now as we said in divisional structure, what will happen? Sorry, in functional structure what will happen? The employees will be performing the same task related to that particular function again and again. In the long run what will happen? They will gain specialization and as a result there will be efficiency. There will be optimum use of resources. The resources will not be wasted because the employees have gained mastery over the skills, mastery over what they are doing, because they are doing the same thing again and again. Reduces cost. Now again, how it reduces cost? The division of work into smaller tasks prevents duplication. Now the tasks are assigned in the smaller tasks are assigned. So in the example I had given previously, the superior is assigning a task to the subordinate. Okay, one particular task, like maybe a task related to production is given to one particular subordinate. So he will be performing that particular task. The superior will not assign that same task to somebody else. So as a result what will happen? There will be no duplication. There won't be any confusion because that particular subordinate knows that he has to perform that particular task and wastage of resources will be avoided. Because he is doing it repeatedly, in the long run he will get mastery over that task and as a result there won't be any wastage when he will perform the task next time. This helps business to achieve economy of scale and thus reduce operation cost. Since the subordinate is performing the task again and again, he will have the mastery over that and as a result he knows to work efficiently. It will reduce the cost and the operation cost also will be reduced. The fourth advantage of functional structure, easy to train employees. The employees are expected to perform similar tasks which may require specific and limited skills to be developed. Now, the employee is performing similar tasks again and again. So as a result what will happen? Limited skills will be required to be developed because he already have mastery of over what he was doing because he was doing it again and again. This makes training process easy and cost effective. So because the subordinate or because the employee is having specialization, because he is doing the task repeatedly, less efforts will be put to train him. So, it will be very easy to train such kind of employees. Next we have is divisional structure. Enterprise work as a separate business unit. Now, divisional structure is a type of organizational structure where enterprise work as a unit or division. So, it is a separate unit for a particular product. It is a separate division for a particular product, and in that division they have the functional structure, that is departments, different departments. Each division adopts functional structure, that is each division will have the functional structure, that is production department, marketing department, finance department, and so on. The manpower is divided on the basis of the product line. So, they are divided according to the particular product. Now, in this chart, this enterprise is into cosmetics, garments, footwear, skin care, medicine. Now, each unit or each division has a functional structure, that is garment, it is marked in this chart, that is human resource department, marketing department, research and development, purchasing. Same way, if it is cosmetic department, they will have another functional structure under that, that is production department maybe, marketing department maybe, finance department maybe. Same way for the other units or other division in the divisional structure. Now, what are the advantages of divisional structure? The first advantage is product specialization, second is growth opportunities, third is defines accountability, and fourth is expansion and growth. Let us see them individually. The first one, product specialization. Now, I am talking about divisional structure, student. Now, divisional head is responsible for the functioning of a division. Now, in each division there is a functional structure, there is a department, and each department is having its own objective, and each department is responsible for their performance. While managing all the function, he gains all the skills, experience and specialization of a particular product. Because the manager or the employees working for that particular department knows everything related to that particular department. So, as a result, they are gaining specialization. Now, here specialization is about what? About that particular product. Next, we have growth opportunities. While managing various functions within a division, the division head develops skill which prepares him for the higher position. So, now he knows, he gets perfection of the functional structure, because under one unit they have all this functional structure, they have different departments. So, he is managing various functions within a division. There are various functions within a division, that is production is there, marketing is there, finance is there, human resource is there. So, as a result he gains skills. Now, these skills will help him to acquire higher position later on in the future. Defines accountability. Now, divisional structure defines the accountability, how much each one is accountable. Each division is headed by a divisional head. So, whatever work is assigned to the subordinates in that particular division, it is looked up by the divisional head. So, after performing a particular task, they have to report to the divisional head. It becomes easy to identify the cost and revenue. If the performance is bad of that particular department, it is easy to identify. It is easy to identify whether that particular department have been performing well or no. If there are any deviation, then actions can be taken, corrective steps can be taken to bring back the performance onto the level, so that the organization objective is achieved. It also helps to fix responsibilities in case of poor performance and take appropriate corrective action. So, I said if there is poor performance, action can be taken and they can be brought back on the track so that the goal of the organization is achieved. Fourth advantage of divisional structure, expansion and growth. The divisional structure can add new divisions to an existing organization structure to incorporate the changes in the business environment or emerging business complexities. Now, in divisional structure, we have seen the organization run as a separate unit or division. So, it becomes easier for a business enterprise if they want to introduce a new line of product, they can do it easily, because addition of new line of product will not hamper the existing units or division, because it will operate as a additional unit and that additional unit will have a separate functional structure. This brings expansion and growth opportunities for the business enterprise. So, as a result, what will happen? It allows the flexibility of introducing a new line of product. As a result, the business will grow. Also, divisional structure will enable the business to cope up with the business environment or the complexities in the business environment, because without any hampering done to the units which are already existing, divisional structure will allow a new line or a new division to be added to the existing one. Now, going back to functional structure and divisional structure, how will you identify a functional structure and a divisional structure? We saw earlier, functional structure is a type of organizational structure in which a business enterprise is managed in the form of departments. That is, they will have separate departments like production, marketing, finance, human resource, etc. Functional structure is suitable for organization having large scale production and one line of product. So, they will gain specialization in that particular function. Then we saw divisional structure. Divisional structure is a type of organizational structure where enterprise work as a unit or division. Each unit has its own enterprise to manage all functions related to a product line. Each division works as a profit center and is headed by a divisional manager. The divisional manager has authority to run the unit and is responsible for its performance. Now, divisional structure is suitable for what type of enterprises? It is suitable for enterprises that want to expand business or that want to add another unit to the enterprise. Now, I have put up some questions here. How to identify whether the organization should adopt functional structure or divisional structure? How will you identify? If they are talking about departments, then it is functional structure. Having one line of product and department, then it is functional structure. If they are talking about units, divisions, or variety of products, the enterprise is manufacturing variety of products, then it is divisional structure. Now, look at this. In an electrical appliance manufacturing company, there are 4 main activities: production, finance, marketing and human resource. The general manager is planning to structure the organization. Which type of organizational structure the company should adopt? Now, here it is clearly stated that they have different functions like production, finance and marketing. So, which type of structure it will be? It will be functional structure. Then another company, Lucky Private Limited, is manufacturing toys. It has a production, marketing, human resource and finance department. Which type of organizational structure is suitable for the above company? Very easy to identify. Departments are mentioned, Therefore, it is functional structure. Now, a beauty care cosmetic private limited is enjoying a reputed business and want to add a new line of products. So, here they are talking about new line of product. Maybe they want from cosmetics, they want to do manufacturing of bags, manufacturing of clothing. So, new line of product. Then which type of organization structure is suitable for the above company? So, which type it is, students? Since they want to introduce a new line of product, it will be divisional structure. So, students, I am winding up here. The next part of the class will be continued in the next session.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.